Hey, and welcome back to another video of the Immersive Worlds channel. Today I am at, finally, Expo 2025 here in Osaka at the Yumeshima Island, which is specially built, and I hear after the expo will become a resort gaming, casino type complex. So I'm here today. It's about noon here in August. It is incredibly hot. I've been just checking out the upstairs areas, which are a combination of shops, different gift shops, an African food hall, Italian place, German beer hall, of course. The Cultural Association of Germany is with beer, which is one of the things certainly to think about here at the expo as we talk about the nature of culture here. So this is my first video, and I'm hoping to introduce the expo to you. I haven't yet been in a single pavilion, and this is certainly a busy expo here. I did not make it to the UAE for the last expo. This is 2025. I was at the 2015 expo in Milan, and a much different expo, different setup, different kind of way that they organize things. Here, one of the cool things is you have the largest wooden structure in the world, freestanding wooden structure. This amazing ring. We'll definitely be taking a look at it here today as we try to understand more about the expo and hopefully get into some pavilions. I queued for at least an hour, and I'll show you some of that video certainly of the train station here coming out to Yumeshima. It was an easy journey actually, and I wasn't sure getting here what the crowds were going to be like. They have, as of mid to late August here, mid-August I guess, they have hit 18 million visitors in terms of ticket sales, so they have broken even. And if you watched a lot of the international press as well as the Japanese press, there was concern about the expo and its profitability, and there's a real political issue as someone who's studied expos for all these years. With the expo today, I think a lot of people, including folks in the States, very typically the US doesn't even sponsor pavilion and it's all private donations, but I think people in the States tend to not be so into the idea of the expo as I am, and as all these folks are here visiting today, which I don't know what the attendance will be, if it's going to hit close to 50,000, but you're definitely talking about Disney theme park numbers, whether here in Japan, the Disney Japanese parks, or in the States or wherever. I mean, you're certainly talking about huge numbers of people visiting on a given day. So it's a lot of folks definitely to get in and out of the gate. And as you see that intro video, it was absolutely stifling hot. I've managed to make it to some shade here, but you can see people standing in lines for the pavilions are with parasols, with umbrellas. And certainly if you're planning to come here, you must think about the heat. The heat is absolutely intense, so bring your own water bottle. They have water bottle stations throughout the expo. There are plenty of food and drink stands. That first kind of standing in line for me was really tough because it was just so hot. I brought my own umbrella, but they also have umbrellas that you can use. It's very kind. They've certainly thought about so much at this expo. You can grab a parasol, an umbrella at the gate, as right outside the train station, and then drop it off before you go through security. So all in all, for a busy day, it was just over an hour queuing for me. I went in about 15 minutes early from my queue time. I probably could have gone in 45 minutes early because certainly the lines were super long, and it took a long time to queue through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just check out some of the pavilions, and I will likely, as I create these videos, create some smaller videos. One of the things I think that's going to be challenging is figuring out which ones to visit. As you can see here, people are queuing. It doesn't look like a terribly long line compared to some pavilions in Milan, but definitely some of the others are super busy. That looks like Spain, just across the way there. I believe that's the Spain pavilion. Really cool design. Looks like people are queuing. There's a reservation system here, which we'll talk about, which has been challenging to use. Once I got here to Yumeshima, I opened up the app, and the app is good. The problem was, okay, it's working now. The problem was about 15 minutes ago, it shut down because of capacity. It's one of the things that is going to happen here, I think, is because so many folks are here. If you have 50,000 people, you can think about all the cell phone usage going on. So definitely something for you to think about. You might want to bring, a screenshot of a map, although I will tell you there are copious maps all over the place, and I asked a few people, very nice, the guides will help you find wherever it is you're looking to go. And so far, the food halls like this one here, which is, I don't know if it represents a particular country, but it's very available. So there's food available. I was so starving at the entrance, I grabbed some snack food, and it was amazing. Of course, I'll maybe show you a video of that because I haven't had a lot of Japanese snack food. So I think the food is great here, and they've got fans down here. You can see they've got a misting system, so I think people are going to feel real good about that going in the lines. I think it's that initial push when you're going into the gate that you're probably going to find is super hot. Also, another recommendation is have your QR code scan as an image. So take a screenshot of that, because with the cell phone usage being what it is, you could run into trouble. And then the other thing that they recommend people to do, and I've been checking my battery, is bring a battery pack with you so that you can make sure that you have access to your phone all day. I mean, you of course need it when you first enter, but you're probably going to need it to go back on the tube, the metro, the subway, whatever you want to call it, on your way back if you're using like a Suica or another type of IC card that is really super convenient. I definitely recommend you not use the old style paper tickets, because it's just super slow. So let's check things out. I have no plan in mind. It's already noon and I haven't seen a pavilion, but we're gonna keep going here, and welcome to my coverage of the 2025 World Expo. Very historic here in Osaka, Japan. All right, we just switched cameras here, so my audio is going to go down a little bit in quality, but total success. We actually got cameras popped up. There we go. We actually got a water. So now we're going to find our recycling station, which, by the way, here they have really cool recycling efforts. So we were unsuccessful in the food hunt just because of the crowds, but again, here's the Grand Ring, and I have to say I was going to go upstairs, I really was, but I wimped out because of the sun and humidity and the crowds. Although I bet upstairs it's pretty sparse, just because no one wants to be on top of the ring. They want to be below it because it's a great amount of shade, actually. By the way, I just read last night the Chiyo line, which I actually took. It's the green line. I picked up for, I think, 7 stops from pretty close to my hotel. Last night, they had a complete, I was talking to Luke at the Montenegro pavilion, and they had a complete power failure. So 30,000 people were stranded. I think we have recycling. We've spotted recycling here. I love they're doing this, by the way. And they have staff that are really helpful, telling you if you don't know which one to put stuff in, because it's organized by bio, by paper, non-combustible, organic food waste, combustible, and we want in plastic, and then they have plastic bottles, and then even the leftover drinks have a thing too. Right there. Okay, cool. Plastic bottle. All right, success. We recycled. Yeah, so 30,000 people were stranded. And I was, at first, I was trying to wrap my head around that, and then I realized, oh, of course, because this is an island, and they don't even allow cars here. I'm not sure how the taxi service works. Let's see, let's head to the inner ring because it looks a little less crowded. So everybody was like 30,000 people stranded, workers, guests, of course, and I think it went out at 9:30 last night. And as a result, everybody was stranded, and I'm going to have to scour social media because that would be a sight certainly to see, you know, how people dealt with sleeping. Was in the pavilions? Were they sleeping under the ring here, I'm assuming? But that's like a load of people, obviously, to try to accommodate, and who knows what the food situation was. I mean, it sounds like a total nightmare. Okay, we're checking things out here, and wow, this reminds me of some of the cool food halls in Singapore, actually. We've got some Thai food here. That looks pretty good. Really nice, large food hall. I think we have Japanese food here on the right. Looks really good. One of the things that you discover going to an expo is just amazing food. It's not always great, like in Milan. Some of the food certainly was hit or miss, but this all looks amazing. And if you have been to Singapore, specifically, you know about hawker markets. This is maybe a similar style. I don't know how they modeled it here. Oh, this looks really good. Actually, this is the soup I had right to your right there. Oh, look at this cute. Look here. Oh, hello, cute robot. I love that. So I was at the Umeda Food Hall, the giant station just a ways away from our hotel. And that particular noodle shop was there, and it was amazing. And I got like a nice beer, a nice cold beer, and a soup bowl. My wife got a soup bowl. Here it looks like sashimi. And it was like $16.80 USD after everything, all fees included. So I was just blown away. Here's a sweet shop. Oh, I wish I would have stopped here earlier. Here's another little robot. I don't know what the robot does. Hi, robot. Do you talk? No? It's the robot experience. Very cool. And there's a lot of consumerism, of course, you know, dinosaurs. This is, we got Costa Coffee here, which I'm familiar with when I lived in the UK. They must be a global brand now, like Starbucks, I assume. Look at the loads of people here. But what an amazing food hall they've created here. Very crowded here at the entrance and exits. You can see pretty hard to get a table, but it is absolutely designed in a way much different than the Expo experience in 2015 at Milan. One of the struggles there, I think, was they didn't have maybe as many food experiences, and the fact that they have this dramatic facade as you enter. We've got some cooling stations here as we exit. It's just really a sign that they thought of everything in terms of the guest experience. So just always appreciate that when visiting the Expo. And for those of you, maybe we'll just continue this way and see what we find. For those of you that are students of the Expo tradition, wow, we've come a long way since the Crystal Palace, and certainly since my favorite Expo didn't go, of course, the World's Columbian Exposition 1893. Having this giant wooden ring, and here's a queuing line. I'm curious what this is for. If this could be for one of the corporate pavilions, or perhaps one of the Japanese pavilions called Tech World. It's a massive kind of queuing line, and I'm going straight, so I'm going to try to get through. Sorry. And you can see here what an amazing experience. But one of the things I think, oh, here we go. This is a gas pavilion. I don't know what that is. I wish I could go to every single pavilion. Just going to straighten my microphone here. I read a story that an Osaka local went to every pavilion here at Expo 2025, and it took 42 days, which, this is super cool. All the cute little characters and stuff. It's something we didn't see they had some, certainly some, what do you call them, mascots at Milan 2015, but I like the fact that, they've really thought about just the theming and the branding and everything. This is a no reservation line, so this could be a possibility. It doesn't look terribly long. No reservation line. I think let's maybe we'll go for it. No reservation line, no joining midway. Stamp. You can enter without a reservation if you wait. It's saying 65 minutes. Okay. So I don't know about a 65-minute wait time. Is that accurate, or is that if you're just going through this whole queue area? I'm not entirely sure. So maybe we'll keep going. I think that's going to be one challenge here at this expo, trying to manage getting into pavilions with the reservation app system being what it was. And certainly the organizers of the expo got a lot of criticism for this. I understand it, but imagine trying to you think about the Herculean task of running a World Expo. I mean, a theme park, you have everything, all your infrastructure, your employees, everything's set up. You're not doing everything to try to launch. What is this here? Food and beer. This looks cool. So far, what I've noticed here is they put a lot of the food kind of on the circumference of the giant ring, which is to our left, which seems kind of smart. I mean, think about crowd dispersal strategies and theme parks. But speaking of theme parks, as I was just saying, I mean, imagine trying to put something together that lasts a mere 6 months. And it makes it almost impossible. So I think a lot of people who were, critical of the expo in this sense were not thinking very logically about the fact that, an expo is such a challenge to organize and to maintain. Obviously, a lot of volunteers, etc. Pretty cool features here. I like these. They almost look like stones. Maybe they are actual stones. I think it's a cabling system. Yeah, so it appears to be stones. I thought maybe they were faux, but they look to be in massive metal cables. So, yeah, I mean, I think one of the reasons that I'm such a strong proponent for the expo is that it's something that we don't see really in any other place in the world. Theme parks, yes, but theme parks do not have the tradition behind them. This appeared to be a restroom area. I tried one of the restrooms, which I can show you in a little bit, and it was absolutely, clean, and they even had a sign that talked about the Japanese toilet culture and really celebrating the fact that, the toilets are clean and efficient, etc. This is the Blue Ocean Dome. I heard a lot of good things about this. I know this you need a reservation for. And we have the giant anime figure to the back there. I'm forgetting the name. I am bad when it comes to Japanese pop culture, but I appreciate it so much, as I do South Korean pop culture. But we're going to just keep walking here. We don't really have a plan. And yeah, this is a Blue Ocean Dome. I know it's pretty amazing. So we'll have to see if we can try to get in there. Let's see here. Where are we approaching? I wonder if we're near... Is this the West Gate? I don't know. Again, I haven't done a lot of studying of the map beforehand. I think I'm going to stick to the ring and maybe take a left because that part of the expo looks to be pretty sunny. Again, this key feature, as you see here, we're going to try to get some shots from above, is I think one of the things that any expo needs in terms of having a symbol, something that kind of symbolizes the identity of the Expo. If you think of it, the World's Columbian in 1893, here's the Serbian Pavilion. It was the Ferris wheel. And many other expos after it. Here's the escalator that leads up to the Great Ring. The Great Ring is pretty darn incredible. We'll have to get up there to get a shot of it. I think at this point we're going to see if we can get into the common pavilions. What the lines are going to be like, I'm not sure. But yeah, having the Great Ring, I think, is something that it gives the Expo that identity that is very, very necessary. Milan, I think, in a sense, struggled with this because it had, what was it, kind of the tower, and they did a water show, but nothing on the scale of the Great Ring, and the other architecture here as well. Just absolutely amazing. We're going to see here what we've got. The EU Pavilion. The lines look pretty short. Belgium looks long. Baltics, Latvia, Lithuania, Algeria. I think we might just have to take a trip here, and it is hot, and maybe get into a line. So if you're coming to Expo, yeah, bring your parasol, bring your portable fan, drink lots of water. It is humid, hot, etc. Tunisia, and then what's Chile like? Let's see. I'm trying to look at lines here. Tunisia looks really popular. I have not studied ahead of time any of the Expo spaces. I'm going to try out Chile. All right, so welcome. We're going to go through the Chile Pavilion, and this is in tribute to my good friend and colleague Kata, who is Chilean. So we're going to see. I'm going to ask her questions. Did they get it right? One of the things I think that's curious about, the Expo tradition, at least the modern Expo. Oh, and by the way, just look at the people queuing above the Great Ring. I didn't realize that they had so much greenery on top of it. It looks kind of like the High Line in New York City, right? Where they took over, the old subway line and made it super green. That's just incredible. We're definitely going to be checking that out. But one of the things that's, I think a concern for people, and we're going to enter here and I'll stop my commentary and get to the sites here. But one of the things people are concerned about with the Expo tradition is the fact that sometimes the smaller countries don't get to, show their stuff, so to speak. All right. Looks like textiles. All right, trying to see everything here. One of the things I'm not complaining about right now, folks, is the air conditioning. It is amazing. Oh, I love the air conditioning. Kind of just checking things out here. All right, I don't know if you can see this. It's a little dark here. I'm trying to take a photo as well. Got a giant video wall here, Milan, certainly. If you remember Pavilion Zero, they had an incredible multimedia wall. And this was pretty cool. So you've got this kind of effect of the moving image is kind of moving across the board here. And then you have all these little collage items. Super cool. I like how they've done this. We've got a little mascot dude here. The penguin, right? You think of Antarctica and all the folks that do adventure traveling and that certainly take off from southern Chile to experience Antarctica. Very subtle here. I like it though. It's not, I think with some pavilions, they try to do too much. The whole, the whole experience of the country without focusing on a theme. But this has, let's see, I'm going to look here. Oh, they have a couple guides here. I think I'm going to take this guide. This is cool. I like when they have literature like this that you can kind of experience. Hi.
So you want if we have it in Japanese, Spanish?
Thank you. I'll take one from my Chilean friend. All right. Yes, from Santiago. Thank you so much. Okay, super cool. So, again, I think pavilions when a country is doing thinking about. Here's a little wines of Chile as well, and what else? Sorry, my sunglasses are on. I think some local food as well. So yeah, super cool. Again, I think a lot of pavilions have to think very carefully about how to structure their space and what they're going to focus on. And I actually like kind of minimalistic, kind of like Chile just did. By the way, I'm back in the sun and the humidity, and definitely feeling just overwhelmed by how warm it is. I want to go up on the Great Ring, but I think maybe we'll wait just a bit. Here's another robot. I don't know what these robots do, but they're super cool. It's always cool to have robots. All right, so we're gonna have to see what we want to do next. This is a common area pavilion, and Milan had a bunch of these. Some of these were themed around food, which obviously was the theme, kind of the future of food. And sometimes you get very brief sort of blips, if you will, of culture. I think we're going to check this one out because it's looking like a decent. Yeah, let's go for it. It looks like a real decent line here. So this is going to be Commons C. I don't know the countries that are in here, but at Milan they themed a lot of the common areas around food, obviously, and Illy coffee. Some of it seemed a little corporate, in my opinion, just in terms of how they had themed the common areas. I think at the Expo, the common pavilions are always politically a bit tricky because you get such a small footprint, literally and figuratively, of each of the countries that are part of one of the common pavilions. And so, as I've said in the past, in some of my writing and videos that maybe you watched on Milan, some of my talks on the World Expo, here's kind of a back area we wouldn't think about, but there's a huge infrastructure, of course, to any expo. I can't even imagine the scale of it. But sort of the geopolitical power issues inherent in an expo, I think, are something they begin to see. I mean, you saw in my earlier videos, Spain and Germany and certainly China, all the Japanese pavilions that are massive. And then you have these commons. We see Commons B there. We're going in Commons C that really are consolidating countries. I don't know how they've done it here. Again, in Milan, some of the little teeny Eritrea, and I'm trying to remember some of the other small nations that had a little tiny footprint in one of the common pavilions. I always kind of felt a sense of, sorrow for those countries just because, the robot's doing something, is it? What's going on here? Let's see. Oh, the robot's moving. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It looks like a robot dignitary. I mean, they literally let this robot go by like it was a. Maybe that's the next. Maybe ChatGPT has already invented a dignitary, right? How long before the singularity, the transhumanist event, when robots are getting cordoned off expo pavilions? I'm going to find out what those robots are and tell you later. Okay, we move on. So the geopolitical power issues again. I think when you have a common pavilion, you always want to think about, does the expo work in terms of, the fact that you have this kind of structure. So let's check it out. Okay, so they've broken up a little differently here. let's give a tour. Here's Montenegro. And looks like, yeah, this is very different than the Milan Expo in terms of the common areas. They were literally just booths. This actually has full-fledged immersive screens. Again, the crowds are large, but we'll just get a peek here at what's going on. Oh, it's a VR experience. You know, they had very few VR stuff at the Milan Expo. I remember one or two. Long queue lines here. So this is Panama. It looks kind of immersive. Video screen, Slovenia. Nice. So we'll get kind of just some sense here. So still pretty large for the common pavilion. It's still pretty large area. I mean, at Milan, one of the things I didn't like was you literally had a nook, a table, and people were sort of forced, those host nations were forced to express, you know, their identity, if you will, just through those tiny little almost card tables. And so this is better. I think this is more respectful. We have Guatemala, Gabon. I like how they're mixing the different nations up. I don't know how they did it. Uruguay here. I'm not sure how they approached it. But definitely I think it's a little more even, if you will, in terms of just how they have the different nations organized. All right, so the other thing that's different here, I'll just tell you, because again, if you didn't go to Milan, you may not have noted this. In the common areas, people just tended to queue through, and there weren't these mini lines that were here. So I think that's kind of interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Now this is amazing. Wow. Look at this, not for sale. Okay, I'm going in here. This is interesting. Wow. Okay, we're getting ready here. We've just been queuing for a little bit. Again, we're in Commons Area C. We're going to check out the Ukraine Pavilion. One of the things you may recall, if you hung out at the Expo in Milan in 2015, was there were quite a few political pavilions. The Swiss Pavilion comes to mind, focusing on scarcity of resources, South Korea Pavilion, and definitely Pavilion Zero, which was really a pavilion about overconsumption, food waste, and kind of the ills of consumer society. I haven't been in any of the larger pavilions yet, but I'm going to always have kind of my radar out for anything political at the Expo, because I think it's an important tradition. I can tell here that, you know, it's going to be, you know, I think a political experience in terms of talking about, as you see here, the values-driven economy. But let's see what happens when we get inside. All right, it appears like this pavilion, we're interacting with scanners, sort of like scanners you would use in a store. Reminds me a little bit of the Germany pavilion in Milan at the 2015 Expo, where you interacted with these really interesting cardboard devices. Not as political as this, I'm guessing, but the starkness of this, the minimalistic nature of this, I'm already absolutely loving. So we're waiting to see here as we get inside. I'm just trying to preview the pavilion here, and this has some information about the political nature here. So this is going to be, I think, really cool. We'll have to check out here. Hi, just one. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Where is it from?
United States. Yeah. Nevada, California. Yeah. Oh, incredible, incredible. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Slava Ukraine. Yes.
Welcome to the Expo 2025.
Okay.
I love the concept.
Great.
It's a school where you can apply. You see every object here has a barcode.
Okay.
So when you scan this barcode,
Yeah.
you will not see the price like in the regular. Story about this.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Every single object here represents human values.
Okay.
It's not with overseas, but we don't sell.
Amazing. Yeah.
Doesn't sell.
Yeah.
This is one of the real objects, as you may be guessing. Behind you, your second section, those glass boxes. Inside of them are real objects from Ukraine.
Okay.
Some of them are even.
Oh, great.
That section is 70 objects. But over here we have 80 which was here, plus extra 5 from the National Day.
Ah, okay.
We'll be careful if you like to see that.
But to see the, okay. Oh, okay.
So,
Great, thank you. And does it go in an order or no? Doesn't. Does the order matter how you go around? No. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah. Wow, this is absolutely incredible. So as you can see here, it's a very simple concept, but what a powerful effect. So this tab here says solidarity, so we scan it. And it tells a story. Hopefully you're seeing some of that text there. They have it in English and Japanese. I just have to say this is one of the best concepts I think I've ever seen in terms of trying to really express complex ideas like this, political ideas, through very kind of simple, minimalistic design. I mean, if you look at all the objects here that are not for sale, all in obviously the colors of Ukraine, blue and yellow. The right to participate in cultural life. Okay, this stolen culture sculpture. Wow. Makes us think of the Elgin marbles, certainly. Or even the Buddhas in Afghanistan. You know, when we talk about cultural heritage, in today's day and age, material culture, like objects, which I'm not familiar with this particular object, are definitely part and parcel of kind of the politics of contemporary heritage and culture. Let's look below here. Okay, and we have the toy that became war crime evidence. You know, it's moments like these when you're at the Expo that you definitely say that the Expo needs to have a political tradition. And I have to say there's no sound in this venue, and I'm trying to keep my voice down to respect the other guests, but I just love the fact that you are just focused on the very brief stories that are being told by using these scanners and the video screens that detail the evidence here. And we're talking about heavy issues, certainly war crimes, invasion of a sovereign nation, etc. Here we have some suitcases here. And that is humanity. So displacement, and certainly as we think about not just the situation in Ukraine, but the situation throughout Europe, much of the world, displacement, forced migration, voluntary migration is, one of the biggest issues I think that we're facing as a global citizenry. I hope you get a chance to visit this. I mean, it's absolutely powerful in terms of what they're doing here. Let's look at the humanity tag. I know it's only my first day at Expo, but I think if I had to give an award to the most important pavilion, it would go to Ukraine. This the last one's talking about blood donations. Let's check out this medical care device. Oh no, it's a flashlight. Okay, talking here about medicine. Yeah, I think this pavilion just forces everyone to see the scale of the situation of what Russia has done in such a horrific manner. Okay, here we have books. The Resurrected Notebook. It's definitely cool how you can walk around and really explore everything kind of at your own time. Just gonna take a photo here of this turntable. Okay, citizen participation. I'm not saying a lot because it's just super powerful, this whole exhibit. That one's not scanning. Maybe the light or something. Let's try some others. Actually, here, what is the globe? Yeah, unfortunately it's not scanning. I'm going to take one of the brochures here. And I think these repeat some of the ones on the other side. So we've seen a lot of them already. Do you have my brochure? Let's try one of these. Freedom of speech. Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be the battery is down here. This is the last one that works, so. Okay, thank you so much. That was so powerful. Thank you. Slava Ukraine. Thank you. Ooh, that was really powerful. I'm just kind of stunned by the whole thing. And these are actual Ukrainian goods. You know, as I'm going through this, it really reminds me of some of the things I experienced at the Museum of Capitalism, which was a kind of a pop-up museum in Brooklyn. Also, I saw it in Oakland, and they really took the physical objects, something as simple here as a debit card, and kind of politicized them. Obviously, these have a little less kind of political import compared to what we saw across the way as we were interacting with the scanners. But yeah, I hope if you get the chance to come out to the World Expo here in Osaka that you check out the Ukrainian pavilion, because to me it's just one of the most powerful pavilions I think I've ever seen at an expo. It's not terribly large, but it has an emphasis here that is absolutely conveyed through color, minimalism, and the politics of, I don't want to just call it economy, the politics of culture really is, I think, what we're getting here at the expo, the Ukraine pavilion. Okay, we are just leaving the Ukraine pavilion, and I may not go into every single pavilion. Here we're still in Common Area C. This is Guatemala. I just came out of Ukraine, and definitely I'm still kind of reeling in a good way from just how powerful and political that experience was. So yeah. We are in San Marino now, and again, even with small pavilions, I think it's a reminder here that you can do quite a bit. And what we're seeing here, okay, this is important, everyday life. We're going to get out the sound recorder here because I'm doing a little sonic experience here at the expo. Super cool. It's nice to be able to go to some pavilions here at the expo that aren't overwhelming in terms of the queue, and just you can really kind of take it in some ways better than a large pavilion. So it's definitely something to remember here, focusing on some of the UNESCO heritage of San Marino. And a lot of people who come to the expo, this is a tradition I've always liked. You can get a passport book, and then you can get your stamp from every country. So it's super cool, and the kids love it. I remember doing that with my niece at 2015 in Milan. All right, we'll move on here. Getting crowded. It's definitely a nice air conditioning experience. Gabon is here, and so it looks like a queue. Very long queue, actually. More of San Marino. They have a very large, looks like a gift shop here. Very cool. I certainly understand, having the sales available at an expo, because you have to pay for your costs. I mean, construction costs alone are beyond crazy. I read kind of horror stories here about the expo, I believe also in Milan too, but certainly this expo, in terms of struggling to hire construction firms to build pavilions. I think the common pavilions typically at an expo are built by Japan, but I don't know exactly how that works, and I'm assuming that the smaller countries inside, they have to set everything up. So, but I love all the immersive screens and so forth. This is super cool. I did not go to the 2020 in UAE, but I heard that that was very also tech focused and had a real emphasis on these kind of immersive screens. So is this a blower? It is. Oh, this could be your whole expo experience, just sitting in the cold, especially after you've queued for an hour in the humidity and the heat. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Wouldn't you love to hang on that and have this blow on you? So wow, maybe the best feature of the expo yet. There are a lot of these, and it's super cool that they have the cool air to keep people going, keep people on their feet. Yeah, I'm have to say I'm super impressed with what they've done here with the common pavilion so far. I think this is a huge improvement. You get this sort of vibrancy as you go through the space. Huge improvement on what we saw in Milan in terms of kind of just the chunky and kind of, I don't know how I'd put it, not as cleverly arranged here. I would love to go to Slovakia since I'm Slovak. Looks like a bit of a queue for sure. Might be a video wall. I'm not sure. Is this interest? Yeah. Okay, we're going into Israel. Very high tech, like something you'd see at a contemporary art museum, in terms of the tech wall there. And we could choose Japanese or English. Okay, about the Western Wall. So you see there's a lot of cultural heritage that is a part of, the expo tradition. And you can write a note here. Okay. Cool. Pretty stunning, colorful display. It looks like we've got kind of mirrored walls here, and then one main projection here that is kind of not really multiplied, but it gives you that effect of depth because you can see the reflections. It's a super cool, small but cool, and more air blowers. Okay, we have Panama, which was busy earlier. A little more Israel here. Oh. Slovenia. Again, kind of a VR experience. And Montenegro. You can take a look here. One of the easily accessible pavilions.
Sorry. It's full.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. How's your day going?
Good. Yeah. You have the best spot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And now you are.
Yeah. So it's perfect once I got past the front gate.
Where are you from?
United States, California. Yeah.
Where? San Diego?
South Lake Tahoe.
Tahoe.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. Hello.
Nice place to live there.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful.
It's expensive, but California is expensive. Yeah, I know.
What to do?
Yes.
Something you
Yeah,
like to
totally,
do.
totally. And good food. Good food.
The terrain is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
There's a lot of people from Montenegro who lives around this, very close by. Because
that's
we have
cool.
We have a program called Work and Travel, where students go to the United States to work in restaurants.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay.
And some of them,
Yeah.
including my family relatives, they went to Tahoe to work.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot from Slovakia, Poland. Yeah.
They have
Okay.
the same program.
Ah, perfect.
I
Okay.
really like that because
That's cool.
the youngsters get a chance to visit
Yeah.
United States.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the
That's how
hospitality and everything.
my father-in-law, he's Austrian. That's how he went to Tahoe to ski and then met his wife and yeah. Yeah, so it's cool. A lot of Europeans go to
Yeah,
Tahoe.
of course.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Montenegro schooling, for example, in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
New York, Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago is
Great.
actually known. You heard about Yugoslavia, right?
Yeah.
So Chicago is known for like a main capital away from Yugoslavia.
Oh, yeah.
So basically,
Yes.
you could hear like our
Yeah.
languages spoken in Chicago very.
Yeah, it's just like I grew up in the Chicago area. I'm Polish and Slovak, and the same thing. You know, it's the second largest Polish
yeah.
population in Chicago. Lots out of Warsaw. So yeah, it's great. Very multicultural. Yeah.
Very good.
So do you work the full 6 months then?
No, I just came like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. And then how long do you work till?
I work till the end.
Oh, till the end.
Till the end, yeah.
Let's see, October? No,
In October 13th.
October. Yeah. And I read today that September they said it's going to be very packed. I guess.
Like the first sequences, my colleague told me, the first sequence of the Expo was
Yeah.
literally packed. This was nothing.
Oh, this.
This was, I know,
Really?
This was nothing. Like everywhere there were queues.
Wow.
Everywhere.
Wow.
Have you been to the previous Expo?
I didn't go to UAE. I went to Milan.
Milan.
Yeah.
So, like compared to this Dubai one, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Like
And totally different from Milan. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Milan, it was controversial. First day there were protests.
Yeah.
And
This one was controversial also
Yeah.
because there was like a lack of electricity 2 nights ago.
yeah.
When
I
everything was closed.
Wasn't there something about some families slept? The Expo
Not some
side?
families, everyone.
So where did they sleep? Like,
The electricity lack. Like
So-
they shut out. They shut it down. Yeah.
oh,
Kind of
wow.
strange for Japan, to be honest.
Yeah. Nothing.
I could tell them that happens in Montenegro, but
Wow.
so glad that you reached.
Yeah.
Get a chance to visit us.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I love the Ukraine. That was great. Their pavilion.
it's
Yeah.
a very good story.
Very political. Yeah. This is better. The way they did the common pavilions in Milan, it wasn't very good. It was these little booths.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do anything big like this. So.
I suggest you to lay on the grass to have a full experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Montenegrins are known for, let's say, lazy people in the Balkans.
That's in here.
Yeah. On the grass. You
Oh,
can
brilliant.
lay
Okay.
up the
Oh,
projector.
brilliant.
Very good.
When my wife comes Monday, she'll love that because when we were in Milan, we did one where you lie down. It was Egypt, and you get to look at the stars. Yeah.
We are known in the Balkans the lazy one.
No.
So we get a chance.
You know how to relax.
Yeah, arigato gozaimasu. Arigato. Enjoy your day. Enjoy. Thank you. Bye, madam. Have a nice day.
Oh, okay.
Please welcome. Enjoy your day.
Thank you so much. Great to chat. Really? How? Just. Oh, okay. And where do you see the image? Oh, you see the. Oh, here. Okay. Great. Okay, we're gonna lie down. This is cool. Oh, it would be easy to fall asleep. Yes. My wife's coming Monday and she's going to absolutely love this because you get to lie down and take it in. All right, cool. So we just left Commons Area C. We'll come back later for B. I'm kind of on the hunt for food and water. I am, as they say in the UK, absolutely knackered in terms of, just the heat and being tired from the experience just so far. But it's one of the things I think, the Expo's always I don't want to say brutal, but it's always the kind of thing that, particularly just at the time of year that's held for, I think in most parts of the world, that it's absolutely challenging in terms of, the heat and the sun and so forth. And I'm thinking actually it might be cool to come back more towards the evening. I purchased a summer pass, and so definitely was thinking maybe for the next round, coming back on Monday with my wife, I'm thinking maybe it's going to make more sense to try to focus more on the evening hours, just because of the heat. But let's see what we can do here in terms of food and water. I don't really want to sit down anywhere, and they have a lot of kind of quick convenience based stuff, which was the first thing I got hold of when I entered because I was so darn hungry. I just got a bunch of snacks and they're all amazing, like a ice cream bar. I think I have some video of that I'll put on here now. Ice cream bar, some really good like seaweed coated snack chips, a yuzu cold drink that was kind of almost savory, which was really refreshing, and also a little pastry. So it looks like the exit here. I'm just trying to see what we can discover. It's a much different setup than Milan, and I think I like it a lot better in some ways. So we have a to-go menu here. People are so nice in Japan and so nice at the Expo. If you had a chance to hear my conversation with Luke at the Montenegro pavilion, just super nice people. And I don't know how it works in terms of people. I know a lot of times with locals, one of the controversial issues at Milan was that the Italian government was asking people to volunteer at the Expo. And kind of like with anything, that's an experience, like the Olympics, it's great for your nation. But at the same time, people should be paid for their work. So I'm curious about that. I have no information. I haven't, dive deeply into what exactly is happening. But I think we got to do this. Look, we got a little greenery path. Let's make a turn. And this is one of the things that Milan. It's my point of comparison is my last expo. Again, those of you who went to Dubai can comment and so forth. But let's check out here what we have. The art project for the Forest of Tranquility. I'm wondering, and comment on this if you know, if this will be a permanent feature, because as you know, after the expo, the mere 6 months, the wee period that it lasts of 6 months, you sort of have this conundrum. What do you do with the space? From what I've read online, they're going to turn this into a resort area. So certainly having the greenery here, this would be great. It looks actually like you could keep all this if you wanted to. One of the things they did in Milan was I'm trying to see what we got going on here. One of the things they did in Milan was have some pavilions that were sort of reusable or repurposable, if that's a word. This is great. It's humid, but absolutely just love kind of the nature experience here in the middle of Expo. Milan had none of this, and Milan actually had a sort of a big plan to do these canals, and they were gonna, sort of move people around in the canals, but that fell through. I mean, funding and construction delays and overages and change orders and all that kind of stuff certainly would plague, in my opinion, or experiences, having read some of the journalism, would definitely plague an expo. And I'm just really curious about what the future of this space is going to be, because it's absolutely beautiful, and certainly you could see it being a permanent feature here on Yakushima, the island that is the expo here in Osaka in 2025. Just, you see, super crowded, everyone with their parasols, but I just love that kind of as a global project what the expo represents, that people come out and they care to see the pavilions and to experience other cultures. I mean, certainly there's a lot of travel in the world, but as we saw with the Ukraine pavilion, there's also a lot of upheaval and hardship. And I tell you, I watched so many I stopped watching some of them, to be honest. YouTubers that they just are so bad and offensive and xenophobic, where they do these videos making fun of other cultures. And I think the Expo, at least as a foundation, says we can celebrate kind of the potential of cultures coming together and not the opposite. So, a lot of reminders here. The theme of this Expo this year is, if you recall, is the future of society. And so certainly the issues that we see at the Ukraine Pavilion, those kind of reminders, those political reminders, are something that we should probably take with us in terms of kind of this potential of the world and cosmopolitan values and so forth. Well, here's a rest area. Is it a true rest area? Let's check it out. We're still searching for food and water. Watch the crowds here. By the way, I read online, I was always wondering about the yellow lines here in Osaka, and I think in parts of Japan. It's for the visually impaired. There's you can feel the vibration or the raised nature of the surface. This is so warm. I mean, it looks great and super cool. Reminds me a little bit of what I saw at the Brazil Pavilion in Milan in 2015, but man, is it warm. So we're gonna press on in the crowds and the heat. Okay, we're kind of checking out. This appears to be a common area with vending machines and ample restrooms. Again, the bathrooms at the Expo have been really good. We might have to get one of these. Well, we'll wait just a second and see what else we might find. Looks like we have food trucks here, so there might be an option here to just get a snack and then to grab a water. But you see the common area here. I mean, just so much infrastructure. Problem might be finding a place to eat or to sit while we eat. The water bottle line, by the way, which is, if you're coming to Expo, it's always mostly near the restrooms, my experience, was very long. It was a very long line. So that's one challenge, I think, with, looks like some type of hot dog. But that's one challenge, certainly, with getting water. If you wanted to, you could actually use, the sink water. I think it's potable. Don't take my word for that. But I heard that people were actually doing that at the Expo. It looks like they have soft drinks and alcoholic drinks. Does not sound good. Too hot for that. So let's press on a little bit and see what else we discover. Yeah, again, definitely long lines. So the Expo has that. I mean, certainly Milan had long lines as well. I don't know how to compare it. I would say this is busier, but it's also the fact that the heat is so extreme and the humidity. We got washing stations here. I love all the hygiene. Here's the restrooms. Again, you get that toilet culture experience as they talked about in that one video that you may have seen I did. Keep going here. I am definitely thinking when we find water and food to seek out another pavilion that we can get into. Again, maybe one of the common ones. I have no idea. This is common A. We were in, was it C? And then we didn't do B. I think that's correct. So I constantly am kind of watching where I'm walking because it's just so busy. And the parasols are great for keeping people. There's the water line there. You can see it's really long for your bottle filling. I did a lot of that at Milan to keep cool. I'm not seeing any food here. I think maybe what I'll have to do is head towards the Great Ring. It seems like they've really located a lot of food places there, so that just might be my best bet at this point, instead of trying to do any more pavilions, because I am knackered, as I said earlier. And when you walk by any of the common pavilions, just you feel that right there, that blast of air. I wish you could feel that because it is humid as ever. And if you look up, it is crowded, and all the parasols, and we got film crews here, robots. Look at this film crew. Wow, this is like a full setup. Impressive. Wonder what they're recording. Mozambique here. Some of these look decent, and they got tents, so we could definitely do that later. Oh, Philippines looks super cool. But let's head towards the ring because I really feel like food and water is in order ASAP. But we'll walk by the Philippines here. I am definitely feeling like, here's a little food truck, it looks like. I'm definitely feeling like that local Osaka woman who, whoa, that's a dramatic facade. Malaysia, absolutely beautiful. The wooden kind of construction here in both the Philippines and Malaysia. But the 42 days to see every pavilion, if there's just under 200, and I don't know if that counts, I think that counts each individual pavilion in the common areas, but I could totally see that happening. And again, look at the lines. So I don't know if this is reservation or it says no reservation here. So again, if you decide to come to Expo and not get a reservation, and at some point we will talk about probably the biggest issue of this Expo. Maybe it wasn't as controversial in terms of the politics and some of the local issues that we heard about if you experienced what happened in Milan. I think the biggest issue you read about online about 2025 is just the app. And the app is actually amazing. Sorry, the heat is just hitting me, and I don't want to say I'm losing it, but I am in desperate need of food. To the ring. I'm going up there later. It is absolutely incredible. So I think the issue with the app, is just the fact that you had to use it to get reservations, but then I tried for today 7 reservations, or maybe 5, I forget. There's a certain number that you can apply for, and I applied for all those, didn't get a single one. My wife and I here's another little common area. Maybe they do concerts here. I don't know. Looks like a little seating area. We applied for just one, and we got that on Monday, Australia. But now, is it Maku Maku? The mascot? I'm forgetting. But we applied for Australia and got that. But if we want to see it, I think we have to come and do the early round, and our reservation is at 10:15, so we would definitely have to get here right at 9 and hope to get in. Let's cut through the ring and search for food. And I cannot recall where the heck I started. I thought it was this way to the right, but I'm going to look for some food trucks or some kind of food. So let's check things out. All right, so that's a pretty good representation here at the African Food Hall, which looks good, of just the crowds here at Osaka 2025. And I think these were some of the places I considered coming to earlier, but they are packed now, as you can tell. And that's the end of the queue line, so you can see it's a long wait if you want the African food. And I wonder if all the places will be like this. Earlier would have been the time to eat. Now it looks pretty slammed. The challenge is getting a table. It's very crowded. And we got the mega crane. You probably saw some of this earlier in my video. I think I've done a loop now. Or maybe I cut through, I cut through the middle of the ring, so I probably didn't do a loop. All right, let's see what the German food hall is looking like. Beer. All right, is it, oh, that's a long line. Okay. You really get a sense of the scale of both the ring and the crowds. You can see here the line is very long. to have your Wiener Schnitzel and beer. Huh? Definitely come around corners and you might run into someone. What's it looking like here? Same thing, right? Okay, this just gives you a sense of some of the food you could get here. A Wagyu Hamburg steak, vegan steak, curries. Yeah, it all looks good. The question just is, what's the line looking like? Pretty busy. Alright, we just changed the camera on the DJI, and I am looking for food, and we might just have to do I think I just absolutely need some water. So this will be my first vending machine in Japan. We're just going to go for it because at this point I am beyond dehydrated. Alright, I'm making the rounds here, and I might call it quits on day one. My food hunt has been so unsuccessful, and I don't want to eat any more sweets and chips as I did when I first got here, when I was starved, and now I'm even more starved, and I should have eaten earlier. So I think if you come to the Expo, we've seen some of the cool pavilions. I mean, even the exterior of many of the pavilions have these incredible video screens. I'm definitely going to check out some of the major pavilions on my next visit. But I think one of the things when you visit Expo is to think about planning your day, how you deal with crowds, how you deal with heat. I'd be curious to see what it's like in the evening, only because my thought is, if other people had the same idea, wouldn't the evening be super crowded in terms of visitors? By the way, I got my handy USB fan going because even under the ring here, it's it's hot and humid, and it's crowded, so you're constantly. It's amazing exercise. Let's check the steps for today. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but 4.44 miles. Okay, that's pretty decent. 9630 steps. What did they say? 10,000 steps a day. Is that a myth or not? I've heard it's a myth. But exercise is certainly good for you. So, making the rounds back, and I'm trying to remember where the East Gate is, because I think we might call it quits today and try to, I was going to say regroup, but just physically how I'm feeling right now. Mostly it's just the sweat and the exhaustion and not being able to get food. The mistake I made was, it's about, what's the time now? It's 2:15, and it seemed like right around 11 or so would have been the best time to grab any of that food that they had upstairs. The ramen place looked good. There was Italian pizza. It seemed like that would have been the best time to grab lunch. They have these cool crossing areas here with these gates that are absolutely brilliant, like gates to hold folks back when, trucks or deliveries are coming through, I guess. You really do get a sense of the crowd here, and just the hustle and bustle and the traffic. And I'm going to officially say that this is busier than the Milan Expo, and I went, I want to say 4 or 5 days. And I was going to walk this way and look at the cool. I'm kind of obsessed with the mascot, and you can see they have every possible confectionery and all kind of themed stuff. The plush dolls are super cute as well. Sorry. Yeah, and it's another cool part of the expo. Does the reverse have... Oh, it does. Is that scandalous? Is that body? What do you think? Very Rabelaisian, I think. First time I've used Rabelaisian in reference to the expo. Any expo, for that matter. There's the Kansai Pavilion. I heard great stuff about that. We are continuing under the ring, and we are feeling the effects of the crowd. It's one of these things where you can't even find like a pathway through. This was really popular earlier. They have some kind of almost look like a boy band performance going on over here at the XD Hall. You know, expos certainly have a tradition of doing performance. It's one of the things I like about the expo, you know, to try to show some of the cultural heritage. I'm really trying to, at some point, I'm going to seek out some of the music themed pavilions, because I heard Austria has some stuff focused on music. And yeah, and I think it's just a cool thing that we get, as we see here, young kids actually dancing, kind of hip-hop, urban, Japanese, cool dancing. And, you know, again, if you come to the expo, seeing the architecture and the sites and just, you know, things like this, we're heading towards Eastgate. Westgate's all on the other end, and that's basically a shuttle bus system if you want to visit through Westgate. I heard the crowds are a little less crazy there, so I wonder if that's true, if it'd be worth trying to, you have to do a bus reservation. I love the little seats that they have here. You know, the extra areas, here's these cute deer up here that they've done here at the expo, I think has been very effective and just a little more fun. The common areas, the open areas, I guess you say, open space areas were a little more, I don't know, generic. You know, it was a food theme, so they had giant bread rolls. They had a food sculpture. It was pretty cool, and they had some other food themed stuff. But I like what they've done with some of the open space here. Now, one of the things I think you will never escape from at Expo, my watch is going off. Maybe it's telling me, dude, you've spent too much time in the sun without hydrating. I've had 2 bottles of liquid. That's certainly not enough for probably the amount that I've sweated, but I'm going to be back in the shade, and we're going to see here what it's like exiting Expo today. I didn't get a chance to check this out here. I'm really interested in what it is. Got some mists. I think I'd love to just jump in one of those areas. But let's see here. How do we get out? Metro. Hello. Metro.
Metro? Okay. This East Gate.
Yeah.
East Gate から out.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. This now.
Yeah. Here. Yeah.
Metro.
Oh, easy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Arigatou gozaimasu. Look at the cool sculpture here. For some reason, that nice gentleman, he helped me. Oh, here we go. See, this is the way to cool off. Mandatory, have to cool off when you're here at the expo. If you don't hydrate, you will be feeling it. But for some reason, the guy who helped me find the exit, he raised his hand and I thought he was high-fiving me. So I kind of awkwardly high-fived him. So, all right, how do we exit? Let's see. This is our station. So this appears to be the exit. I think we're okay. Yeah. Here. You know, so far I haven't had a single camera overheat. You see the massive operation here at Eastgate. Again, that's the a line that connects to the subway, the one that last night, Thursday night, went out. And, you know, originally, I don't think I would have been here at night, but you never know. I wouldn't have stayed till 9:30, but my original ticket was last night. So I'm kind of like feeling good that I didn't come yesterday, because I would have been one of the 30,000 stranded. Which is crazy to think about, you know, how important the subway is to the city. And Luke at the Montenegro pavilion said, oh yeah, by the way, It's surprising because it's Japan and everything kind of works. Look at the Expo store. Look at, the lines there. You see all the parasols. All right, how do we get out? I need some. I need some relief. Okay, that's re-entrance. How do we go? That's re-entrance. Re-entrance, exit. Disable parking. Okay, you just missed me hearing me say arigato gozaimasu, which you probably don't want to hear. I think I know, yes, I know one, phrase in Japanese. Still trying to find the exit. Everyone's entering, and I thought I was told it was all the way back that way, but ticket resolution station, and it looks nothing like an exit here. Ah, I see it. Okay, I went all the way down here. That's the exit. So if you come to Expo, it's actually at the very start of the east gate, and we'll have to see what the crowds are like in terms of this time of day. This has really gone down quite a bit, but of course everybody's under the ring and probably in pavilions and eating lunch and so forth. So check it out as we exit. Okay, so we're exiting now, and you see this morning for 1 hour. Just to give you a perspective, this is the east gate, and all the way here, this was completely packed. It's a super efficient operation, but I just have to say this morning, there must have been 10,000 people all the way to the back there. That's where they had the parasols. And then we just kind of queued all the way here, and every time we got up to one of those tents, you sort of felt like this great relief because you were getting closer to some shade. Here's the entrance to the station, again specially built for the Expo, so another Herculean task when you think about all the infrastructure that goes into doing a World Expo. And I think just like the Olympics, as we talked about, back in the Milan days, it is something that sometimes locals don't appreciate or understand. I haven't heard as much concern in local media as I did, or even social media as I did with the Milan Expo. People were very kind of upset with the politics of it, whether or not it's sustainable for a city. Does it really bring jobs? Or are you asking people to volunteer, etc., etc.? So this will give us a good sense of just how busy the station is. Again, we're approaching, 3 o'clock or so. This morning it was certainly crazy packed. I'm going to be curious to see, going back on the Chua line to see what it's like. Because this morning was fairly busy, but actually I wasn't really prepared for there's a luggage locker, by the way, if you have luggage store. People bring luggage. Maybe if they're on the way to the airport or something, they stop at the Expo. I can't imagine doing that and then getting on a plane. But, this morning when I saw the crowds, and this is a pretty steady crowd coming up the escalators and stairs. We're going to just take the stairs. Really beautiful station, by the way. Such a beautiful station as you see it. People are taking pictures on it. It's so beautiful. These are some serious stairs. Again, all this was built for the Expo. Absolutely crazy. Amazing, you think about it. And yeah, so this was day one. I think I felt a little bit defeated by the Expo this time around. I didn't in Milan, and I'm not sure the difference, if it was the heat, the crowds. It was super hot in Milan when I went back. It's going to get loud here, so I'm probably going to stop my narration, but you get a sense here of the crowd as we're exiting to get back on the Chua line towards my hotel. And by the way, little tip here, if you have an iPhone, go to your wallet and add a Suica card. You add money from your credit card, and once you do that, you can ride like I ride, and this is how you do it. And it's 1 second, and it tells you on the app what you've done, and then it tells your progress. And then what will happen is when you exit at your final destination, it will deduct the amount of money for your trip. And I was amazed. It cost me 430 yen, which is like, how much is that? Like a couple bucks? It's not much. Way less than the beer I bought yesterday at the Umeda Food Hall. So, I mean, it's really reasonable. Of course, you're seeing the crowds coming in here. And kind of like before, it's a steady stream. So just from a guesstimate standpoint, it doesn't look like the crowds necessarily are, settling down all that much. Oh, we have to actually go downstairs to get to the Chill line. We'll do that.
Please stand in 2 lines on the right side
lines.
or the left side of the step. 在自动扶梯顺时发生关系。
Yeah, so overall, when you're getting back, it's definitely easy, assuming that the train is running.
To allow the people behind you to get off.